So let's look at what Allah says about men in particular. This ayah does not include women. And it becomes clear from the beginning that it does not include women, which is a very interesting observation in the Qur'an. Allah talks about, He makes a bullet point list of things that men desire, things that men are obsessed with. And He just makes like this A, B, C, D, E, here's what men want, end the story. Now all men may not be like this. There may be a man that says, all I want in life is to read books. There may be men like that, but overwhelmingly, here's the list of stuff men get caught up with. Now, Allah does not have an explicit list like that for women. He didn't give us one. And I'll tell you something funny on the side. Some of you may have heard me talk about this before. A social psychology experiment I conducted with teens, with kids. Right? The experiment with a bunch of Muslim boys, I said, whatever you desire, put it on a piece of paper. Imagine there's no halal or haram, you're not going to get in any trouble, just write it down. Whatever you want, just put it down, you're not going to get in trouble, it's anonymous, just put it down. Put top 3 things. Most boys only wrote 1 thing, they didn't even write 3 things. Right? And I don't have to tell you what that was. On the other side, girls, write me down 3 things. Oh, you know what, make it 5. Because some girls say, can I have 5? I said, okay, 5. Write 5 things you want, the most. And I get the papers back, like 5 things are crossed off, then another 5 things are crossed off, and then it says, it depends. It's like Allah created men with horse blinders. This is what they want, and that's it. With women, it's far more complicated. And it depends on person to person, woman to woman. It's far more complex. There's no, here's what women want, number 1, number 2, number 3, and even the things they want aren't material sometimes. Husband will be frustrated with his wife. What do you want? I got you presents. I got you a nice, car, this and that. She goes, I'm not happy. Why don't you? I just want to talk. But we're men talking. No, this is not talking, real talking. What is real talking? I don't understand. You won't understand. For us, it's like, Allah just called it out. It's like we have a very basic operating system. It's got a few major programs in it that are running in the background all the time. And here's what they are. زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ, for people what was beautified, حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ, the love of getting desires from women. The Prophet ﷺ says, the worst fitna he fears after he goes for the men of this ummah is women. فَحْشَى, they can't let go of it. الشَّيْطَانُ يَعِدُكُمُ الْفَقْرَ وَيَأْمُرُكُمْ بِالْفَحْشَى, can't guard your eyes, can't help yourself. And especially in a society where it's so readily available all the time on your mobile devices, on your laptops, outside, inside, everywhere. It's all around you. It's in the language, it's in the music, it's in the TV screen, it's in the laptop screen, it's the phone screen. It's everywhere. It's in your coworkers. It's in your classmates, everywhere. Is it possible that our standards of guarding our shame will drop? If we can't hold on to what we've been given in this deen, they'll start dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, and the standards will drop. You'll see them in the way our youth are dressing, especially our girls. You'll see it in the stuff they're listening to, they're watching. You'll see it in their language. The kullu ina'in bima fihi yandah. Right? Every container only gives out what it contains. If filthy language is all that's coming out of your mouth, it means your mind is running filth all the time. That's the spyware installed by shaitan on your hard drive, on your processor. It's constantly running. Constantly running. Allah says, حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ. Then the later desire, وَالْبَنِينَ, and having sons. You may not have that desire right now. There's some boy sitting here, some younger guy saying, I don't want no sons, I don't care. What do I want them for? When you get 45, when you get 50, and you start looking at your son like, yeah. They may never tell you they're proud of you, but they're so proud of you. They talk to everybody about you. They talk to everybody about you. Everybody, my son did this or that or the other. When you come home, they tell you you're scum, you're nothing, you're worthless. But you are their pride and joy, especially for fathers. My son did this, my son did that, he did this, he did that. وَالْبَنِينَ وَالْقَنَاطِ, and banin, because it's the jama' mudhakkar salim, it can include boys and girls. It actually can. Okay? وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ مِنَ الْمُقَنْطَرَةِ, huge piles that have been piled up. Al-Qanatir are piles. Al-muqantara, the ism maf'ul, added on top because they have been piled up. In other words, there was a small pile, and they came back and piled some more on, then they piled some more on, then they piled some more on. Min al-dhahabi wal-fidda, made of gold and silver. Min al-dhahabi wal-fidda, piles of gold and silver. We don't have gold and silver piles, we have gold-backed currency, silver piles. And you go back and you add to that pile every time, you make a deposit every time, then you check on your mobile phone, hey, what's the deposit? What's the current balance? Then 5 minutes later, I missed my balance. Let me check it again. Is it still there? Ah, yes. What do you mean login failed? يَتَخَبَّطُهُ الشَّيْطَانُ مِنَ الْمَسِّ. Right? You get tranquility looking at the value of your assets. For men, savings is a huge deal. They worry about it even if they're not, as you get older, you get married, you get responsibility. It's all you're thinking about all the time. How much savings? Where's this money going to go? Where's that money go? How are we going to pay off the house? How are we going to pay the college bills? What about the Islamic school? What about this? What about that? What about gas? What about money? And savings, how much are we saving? How are we putting off for this? How much are we putting off for that? Oh my God. You're just constantly running numbers in your head. It's like Excel got installed in your head. Constantly. You can't even help yourself. This Allah says, الْقَنَاطِيرُ الْمُقَنْطَرَةُ مِنَ الذَّهَبِ وَالْفِضَّةِ. And even if it's already a pile, if it's a pile, it's enough, but it keeps getting piled on. Because it's not enough for you. وَالْخَيْلِ الْمُسَوَّمَةِ. And branded horses. Khayl is the fast horse. Sound familiar? Fastest cars in the world. All have horses on them. And you never talk about your car, which is a V8 or a V6 or whatever. You don't say it's got 3,000 chickens in there. You say it's got 500 horses. It's got 400 horses. Yeah. You don't do that, do you? To this day, the point of pride is the horse. It's a symbol of manhood and the steed that runs fast. Whether it's the Ferrari or it's the Mustang or whatever else, they like to put that little horse on there. Right? And the engine is horsepower. It's incredible. It's like it's human obsession to this day. Al-khayl al-musawwama. Then he says, وَالْأَنْعَامِ, and cattle. For farmers, the way they make their money is their cattle. The cattle is what they call their cash cow. Ever heard that term? Right? It's inspired by farming. Because the way you're going to make money on the farm is using your cattle. Today, your cattle is your computer. Your cattle is your office space. Your cattle is your business, the front desk. Your cattle is your storefront. This is the way you make money. The assets you put into your business. For the farmer, it was the an'am. For us, it's all of these things we put money into. If you've got a warehouse, that's your cattle now. If you've got assets online, if you've got computers, if you've got employees, those are all your cattle. Not just your employees or cows or donkeys. But you understand what I'm saying. They're a means for you to make your money. And that becomes a point of pride for you in and of itself. Even though that asset that you have isn't your wealth, it makes you your wealth. But you take pride in that too. This is my office right here. This is my business over here. You'll marry the most beautiful girl in the world. You think she's the most beautiful thing. There'll always be something else you have to lure your eyes. You'll never be satisfied. The son of Adam is never satisfied. You'll have the most amazing son. You'll say he could have done better. Al-Banin. You're not going to be satisfied with them. You'll have the most amazing assets. Huge amounts of savings. Could have been more. Never going to be satisfied. This is mata'. And Allah says, وَاللَّهُ عِنْدَهُ حُسْنُ الْمَآبِ. With Allah in His possession exclusively is the best possible return. قُلْ أَوْنَبِّئُكُمْ بِخَيْرٍ